Alright, Ruthless Nation, here it is. It's finally here. It's the Ruthless Racing Pro Series Diecast Giveaway 200 event at Las Vegas. As I can see, we have a lot of people already commenting their usernames. Thank you all so much for coming in here and trying to get a chance at winning a diecast tonight. Just make sure you're subscribed to the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Comment your full username and sit back and enjoy the race. Comment in the chat, as we're known to have a lot of people come through and talk from time to time. Talk NASCAR, talk whatever. We got the animal in Everything NASCAR. Big shout out to him. Everybody check out Everything NASCAR and Skew Car, as I know a lot of you are from the Skew Car community. As always, very appreciative of everybody from over at the Skew Car community showing great support for us here at Ruthless Racing. Just some guys living out somewhat of a dream on a video game, just, a hobby. And yeah, it's really no different than a guy, it costs a lot less than those guys that take their car out to the track every weekend. So just kind of think of it that way. So many people joining so early on, greatly appreciated, up to 18. Pretty sure Everything NASCAR is already crunching the numbers and seeing what records are being broken already this evening. But all I'm doing is waiting on those invites, and the green flag is not far away, as we still got people in here commenting those usernames. Greatly appreciated, everybody, and best of luck to everybody. That is 2 winners will have a chance at one of those diecasts chosen. First winner will get first choice, and I hope that nobody chooses the diecast if you were to win the second spot. I hope your diecast is still there, the one that you have your eye on. As I can see, the Pro Series drivers coming through, commenting their names. Truly appreciate it. Skew Car in the house. Anybody who is familiar with Skew Car, he tends to chat here in the chat from time to time. Try not to double up on the word chat there. But yeah, up to 28 people in here. Good deal. Greatly appreciate it. Like I said, chill out, watch the race. Enjoy. This is going to be the Ruthless Racing Pro Series Diecast Giveaway 200 event at Las Vegas. So let's see who gambles and can get the win here, as one pit will be required in each of the first 2 stages, and then the last stage will require 2 pits. So we'll see if any cautions come out and see how all that tends to play out, but to see how the cautions fall. Some of these guys could be pitting 8 laps to go. Some of these guys could be pitting 15 to go. It's going to be a lot of different strategies play out here this evening. And good to see all the support out there. Make sure you like the stream as well. Make sure you give the stream a like, just to show that you were here. Greatly appreciated. Everybody out here, I gotta join the race now though. Alright, green flag is coming up right here from Las Vegas. This is your diecast giveaway 200 event, the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. Thanks for everybody who has shown up. I think this might be our biggest green flag crowd that we've had here. And also, I have a special shout out to for Trav Nation out there tonight, as Susan. It is your birthday. It's Trav's mom, number 2. Not his real mom, it's his number 2 mom. So Susan, happy birthday from Trav Nation. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. Alright, but greatly appreciate everybody out here. We are about to hit the green flag in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series, and Typical is on your pole. And they take off quite early. He jumps up to the high side in that 2 car. 5 behind him there of Death Before Dishonor. Hollywood in the 14. Running third for the moment. Elvin on the outside of him in fifth. Death Before Dishonor tucks in behind the two of Typical rather early here, getting up to single file up for the leaders. Everybody else door to door, slightly 3 wide back there for about 8th position. So good first lap, and Typical's going to lead it out the gate. Death Before Dishonor right on his tail, though. We'll see how people tend to sort it out as we go. Bottom line, having trouble with Elvin back here on the high side of Hollywood. Everybody tries to work up high towards Hollywood. He tries to get the advantage up there. I think he pushed the 8 up into the wall. A little contact early here from Las Vegas. So we're starting to get single file throughout the field here. Greatly appreciate everybody who's shown up out here this evening. Truly, truly appreciate it. We are on board with Hollywood on the crowd camera, trying to see. Oh, we got one loose back here. This Portal guy on the 47 is able to collect it, get back up onto the racing surface. You can see Elvin trying to make a move to second place now, get up there against Typical. Death Before Dishonor lost his bumper here within the first 3 laps. As whenever they get to the line, it'll be 35 to go, and stage number 1, Elvin takes second place, clearing the 5 of Death Before Dishonor. Hollywood settles into 4th, and I believe Nomad is in 5th in the 8 car. Typical out there to a lead, though. Everybody who comment your full YouTube username for your chance to win a diecast. Remember, tune in next Tuesday during the Pro-Am race at WWT to hear your winners. I'm thinking those will be announced either after stage 2 or after the race. So we'll definitely post out there and let y'all know. Good racing has turned down into single file now, as a lot of the top 8 just looking to find their line now. Get a little bit of door-to-door racing as we go through the field here. We'll go back to around the back of the top 10 and see how that racing looks up ahead of the 47 of Portal Guy. Oh, so don't know what that was about, but yeah, that was pretty wild. Alright, so here is Portal Guy, or I'm sorry, Nomad in the 8. He is running 5th. As you can see, the top 4 there, they're kind of packed up a little bit. Hollywood in the tail of it. 24 of Dunlap working to the inside of the 8 here, not quite clear, coming down towards the apron was the 8, but he's able to keep the advantage. Going to run this low line. Seems to be preferred here early on. Personally, I raced this track Tuesday in our Pro-Am series. I was a bigger fan of the high side in that race. So we'll see how, as the race goes on, maybe the reverse effect will happen. As I felt like later on in the runs, especially after a pit stop, the lower line in that Tuesday race was more dominant later on. But yeah, so we'll see if maybe the reverse happens and we get a little high side action going more later in this race. Typical, though, still looking strong to the lead as the second place battle is kindly door to door with Death Before Dishonor down on the low side. Hollywood trying to work that nose down to the low side. Has to stay more between them, and the exit is good for these 3 cars, but that's just allowing Typical to stretch out his lead a little bit further. A good question in the comments. You get to pick one diecast from the ones in the video, just so everybody's clear about that. You get to pick one, and there's a first winner and a second winner. So the first winner will get the first choice, and then the second winner will have their choice. Good racing, though. We are here in stage number 1. This is your Ruthless Racing Pro Series Diecast Giveaway 200 event from Las Vegas. Top 5, Typical, Elvin, Priest, Hollywood, Death Before Dishonor, and Nomad in the 8. So we will get you a lap count whenever they come back around. For those of you new to watching the Ruthless Racing Pro Series here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel, we used in-race driver streaming to get all the laps and information like that. So that's why it's not as on demand when people ask. I have to wait and see when someone goes around. 27 to go at the line in stage number 1. And within 6 laps, we should be seeing some pit stops, around 6 to 7 laps. Oh, Death Before Dishonor goes mowing, sponsored by John Deere Lawn Care on the infield there. And he's going to lose a lot of spots as he's just going to turn it down to stay out of the race pace here. Don't know if this is going to bring out a caution or not, as we do have manual cautions as well as in-game cautions in the Pro Series. Anybody new here to the Ruthless Racing experience, make sure you also tune in on Tuesdays at 9. And for sure tune in next Tuesday at 9, as that's when the winners will be announced. What's up, Jinx? Good to see you in the chat. Hey, Alan, secret #1 fan. Sorry, I might have missed his, there's Trav Nation. We got to throw him on the screen whenever there's a shout out for anybody who don't know. As Death Before Dishonor has settled back here, way back here. Also, Hamlin Nation back here with this pack. Awesome, tough racing back here with that 47. Travis gets down way low. Here's the 18 of Henson Racing. As he finds himself in the bottom half of the top 10 here this evening, early on. Always a tough competitor out here. And there's your leader, Typical, as he has got someone in Elvin on his bumper. Elvin been moving up here in the Pro Series, has 2 wins in the last 3 races. And the other guy that's in front of him has won the other races of the season. So it's been a secret battle between these 2 guys, and they practice and work together week in and week out. So it's just obvious that it's going to translate over to the track and be this competitive between them 2. And, you know, it's interesting that they both drive different manufacturers out here as well. As really, Elvin's car is kind of a Franken car of the past. They ran all kinds of different stuff in that season in that car. But it's a Chevrolet on here. Thanks to everybody who has shown up and commented their username and who's sticking around and watching this great racing from Las Vegas. We are in stage number 1 and the pit stops are looming. We will have pit stops within the next 2 to 3 laps, I suspect. Not many guys are going to go beyond that. As you can already see, some cars slow up here. Maybe some tires or fuel issues already been found throughout the field. But right now, this is your leaders between Typical and Elvin. Hollywood right there in 3rd, but just right off of the 2 that's really racing for it. 4th, 5th, 6th, and beyond are all really next to each other. Oh, we got the 47 around with pit stops coming about. So we'll see how that goes about. This Portal guy, he's spun around at the line. It's only a 1-car incident. He needs to get off the track, or he's going to cause an issue here. He needs to keep it low and slow. Now here's a good battle. Nomad was running up there in the top 5 earlier, but finds himself back in the back part of the top 10. Leaders pit. Hollywood stays out. We got 2 more pitting. That's Henson Racing and Nomad also going in to get Sunoco fuel and Goodyear tires. Dunlap Racing also staying out on the track for this time around. Big Ben out there on track. Hamlin Nation also passing the pit road. Shepard with some damage up on the nose already this early on in the race. We got a slew of cars down pit road, and we'll see how they all pit and see if anybody got any penalties, any black flags. NASCAR going to make them serve out. Here comes the 21 of Trav Nation in for service. We got one around. That's going to be the 19 of Big Ben on pit road. He's spun her, and that's going to be not so good for his race here. Door-to-door action for the leaders, though, off pit road, and we'll catch it. Elvin Priest able to get the advantage, and if he allows Typical to get that inside, coming on the merge here, we'll see how that plays out. Anybody right here among them. So good battle there. Good pit stop from Elvin. Typical having the pole in this race. You thought that his pit box would have been better. Maybe just a terrible, pit for the 2 crew there. But these are going to be your leaders. Hollywood on pit road is the current leader as he comes off pit road right now. And those guys are passing him for the lead. We'll see how that works out for Hollywood with the little bit of tire that he's going to have. I feel like Hollywood pitting with them might have been more beneficial, as he definitely lost more time to those 2 guys. But them battling hood to hood like that is going to be interesting, and how this plays out towards the end of this stage. No pit stop is going to be required to finish this stage now, so it's all going to be dependent on how these cautions may or may not come out. So the first round of pit stops go quite successful for the front runners of the race, with 17 here at the line to go in stage number 1. There's your lap 17. And I predict that a lot of these guys are going to be like right there on fuel. So don't be surprised if you see somebody up here running up front all of a sudden get real slow all of a sudden with 1 to go in stage number 1 here. Stage number 2, not so much aggressive, as you can really split that stage quite nicely and have 2 good fast runs during that stage. Only a 37 lap stage, depending on if stage 1 ends under caution or not. But if it stays at 37 laps, 1 good pit stop about midway of the stage, maybe with around 15 to go, or 17 to 15 to go, depending on how you would like to run it. These cars can go 20 laps, though, so maybe you could try to get the long stretch if we stay green here throughout the stages. As we got 15 to go right here at the line. Hollywood has gained a little bit on these leaders. I benefit that to some of the door-to-door racing that they did. There's Death Before Dishonor, had an issue earlier. It dropped way back after the pit stop. Still way back here. And there's Hollywood. He's running third. As I said before, he's gained a little bit of time on the leaders, but pit stop sequence, I think, overall lost him time. So we don't know if it was bad getting on, bad getting off, or just overall the crew took a few tenths that they didn't really need to afford there. There's Elvin Priest in the 51. Typical been the leader most of the race, and Elvin took the lead off pit road, but Typical able to regain it coming back to the line a few laps later. And now you can see Hollywood's really right there with those leaders. So maybe that little bit of difference in the good years making all of the difference here. Obviously the draft helping him catch up with them, door-to-door racing, things like that. But I mean, that's a rocket ship right there, the Office Depot 14 Mustang. 47, a Portal guy. We've seen him have all kinds of issues out here on the track this evening, as he is probably a lap down or a few laps down so far in this race. Nomad here, he's been a top 5 contender most of the evening, but I think he found some issues somewhere on the track that has dropped him back to somewhere in the top 10 here. Dunlap just been quite consistent, running in the top 10 this race, and I think a good pit sequence has him where he's sitting now. Shepard behind him there. Big Ben spun it going on the pit road this set of pit stops, so he's probably not having a good time out there in stage 1. G-Dog in the 17, run about every Ruthless Racing race that I can remember. Maybe have missed one. But yeah. This is G-Dog. Hamlin Nation in the 20. Been one that's top 3 finisher most of his races. Oh, there's Dunlap experiencing some lag, I believe, possibly. And then obviously Trav Nation. And there's Henson Racing, always a good competitor here in any race. And then Typical, you know, about to lose the lead to Hollywood. He already Hollywood's already overtook Elvin as we went through the field here. This is who's up front right now. Typical and Hollywood door to door coming down the back stretch. Typical has a slight advantage on the high side. Hollywood looking to keep it together on the bottom. Elvin known to work with Typical. We'll see how he chooses to run his car here. Door-to-door action here between the 14 and the 2. 51 just kind of watching in third position here. Typical's not going to have that advantage on the high side this time. Hollywood in the lead for now, not having the clear path up high though. Hollywood keeping it way low in that 14, almost drawing it nose to nose. Coming out of 4 there did Typical, and Hollywood leads that lap, but barely. So good racing up front here as you're watching the top 3 battle it out. I think that's possibly Henson in 4th behind the lap car. This is, sorry, I got reading comments. Yeah, so I think the 47 is the lap car. We did see him spun around on track there before the pit stops happened. Henson, on the other hand, barring anything I don't know about, I think he is in 4th position. As we're going to just let you all enjoy this little bit of a battle here. Typical somehow got back out to the lead there as I was looking off. And Elvin gets back to 2nd. Drink break sponsored by Skew Car. And right there, Typical takes 5 to go in stage number 1. We'll see how this one plays out as we get down and dirty. Oh no. Looks like the 5 of Death Before Dishonor has experienced engine trouble. And he will not finish this race. Unfortunate, you don't see that out of those Chevrolets very often. 2 of Typical gets a little tight coming out of 4. Don't know if he's protecting the high side or what have you. But the 14 of Hollywood's right there with 4 to go in stage number 1. This is the Ruthless Racing Pro Series Diecast Giveaway 200 event from Las Vegas. Inside goes the 14 here late in stage number 1. Draws even door to door with the 2 of Typical. 51 of Elvin just looking in the back, almost like a predator looking at his prey. He wants these 2 guys to mess up so bad in front of him. Hollywood draws it back to single file as I think he has something planned as 3 to go hits right now. So Hollywood been working the inside on turn number 1, but drawing back to single file in 3 and 4. We'll see if he's setting up something for this last lap to work down in 3 and 4 here. 51 works up to the 2 on the backstretch, but down to the 14 in 3 and 4. We'll see if Hollywood wants to keep it door to door here if he can. He likes to work the inside of turn number 1. That could be the move with 2 to go right here, stage number 1. So Hollywood washes up a little bit out of 2, gets a little loose, but he's able to hang on to it as we're going to be coming down to 1 lap to go in stage number 1 when these guys hit the line. Hollywood looking inside, not able to do it. Too much grass down there. Typical on the lead here. Hollywood goes back to the inside, nearly 3 wide for a moment. Hollywood takes the lead for a brief moment. This is the last lap of stage number 1 as they come back down the back stretch, drawing door to door. Hollywood has the inside advantage down into 3 and 4. We'll see if the momentum up high stays for the 2 of Typical. This is going to be a photo finish to the line. They come out of 4 for the final time. Stage number 1, Typical able to get clear and win stage number 1. The 14 of Hollywood goes around after the stage flag, and that's going to be interesting whenever he goes to pit road. But Typical able to get stage number 1, Hollywood in 2nd, Elvin in 3rd. I think Henson got 4th, and maybe Hamlin in 5th. Those are unofficial results. But here we go. Stage break pit stops going into stage number 2. 37 laps here in stage number 2. Stage break sponsored by Skew Car. Pit stop sponsored by Everything NASCAR. Make sure you check out those 2 YouTube channels. Great supporters of us here at Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And make sure you comment your full YouTube username for your chance to win one of the Diecast in the video that we had posted. And 2 of you will be winners of 1 Diecast. You have to cut the Diecast in half and share it. No, there's a Diecast for each of you. First winner gets first choice. Second winner gets second choice. Thanks to everybody who has entered their name. And this is going to be stage number 2 for the Diecast giveaway 200 event from Las Vegas. Typical going to be your stage 2 pole sitter, followed on the outside by Hollywood. Elvin sitting 3rd, Henson in 4th, Nomad in 5th. And here we are. We're off stage number 2 from Las Vegas. It's Ruthless Racing Pro Series on the Ruthless Racing YouTube. And Hollywood issue possibly missed a shift as he's going to bunch up that high side and allow these 2 fast cars and Elvin and Typical to go out here and battle for it. Elvin not messing around on this restart though. He has got the pedal down and he's going to try to lead this first lap out the gate in stage number 2, clearing Typical. Not quite, but he might have led that lap. Dang near a tie. Good group racing behind these guys here. They're door to door up front. As we're 3 wide back here with Hamlin Nation. We'll see how that works out. Dunlap still out here willing and dealing it. It's greatly appreciated everybody who has stopped by. As we're going to stay on board right here with the 3rd place car, just try to get a lot of this action in on screen. You can see a lot of these guys still door to door back through here. Restarts tend to get a little shifty. 3 wide nearly coming out of 2, and that's not a place you want to have a lot of cars. Good racing up front there. Typical back to the lead now. Please, anybody who's watching, like the stream. That's greatly appreciated. That also helps us out. Does not increase your chances of winning. Liking the stream does help though. Nomad out here making a name for himself. Nomad actually is a winner. I said Typical won all the other races earlier in the year, but he did win Daytona at the beginning of the year. Was the first winner this season in that 8 car, and it was a wild finish there at Daytona if you want to go back and watch that one. Daytona was a wild finish, and so Typical almost finds himself back here drawing even with 2nd place, which is unfamiliar territory for him when someone else is leading in this race. And basically the whole season, Typical has been on a tear. Him, Elvin, Hamlin Nation, Hollywood's been up there in the top 5s most of the races. Nomad has himself a win, and I keep saying that. Henson has just joined back last race. So I'm sure he'll look to have a win before it's all said and done. And while we have a good crowd in here, don't forget April 20th. Yes, 420 is the Ruthless Racing All-Star Race. And we're going to have special guest Donald Trump in the booth. And that's not going to be anything crazy. We're just going to have former president come in and chat with us in the booth. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be beautiful. So make sure you're there 420 for the Ruthless Racing All-Star Race from the New Hampshire Roval. Ruthless Racing exclusive on NASCAR Heat 5. All right, good racing here as Nomad takes second for now. Typical finding himself in trouble up on that high side. Henson, though, up on his tailpiece here. Hey, King Randy, just comment your full YouTube username and like the stream out of the kindness of your heart, and you'll be good to go. Say my name, say my name. So we got some awesome racing going on here, guys. We're just chatting away. And we're 3 wide coming down in the 1 and 2 right here. Nomad going to wash up a little bit. Gets into Big Ben. We'll see if that causes any issues. Big Ben definitely got to let out. It's going to be just 3 wide with Hollywood back there. And looks like everybody's trying to figure it out. Nomad kind of just stuck in the middle here. We go off his nose. We got a little bump in here. That's right, King Randy, in the chat. Thank you very much. Good racing here from these guys as we get back to single file for the first time in a long time. 47 washes up a little bit here in the turn 1 and 2. But you can see that top 3 up there. They are nose to tail. Hollywood washing back after almost winning that stage number 1, finishing second, getting wiped out. That might have been a part of where his car is running a little funny here. We don't know. He was on the outside on the front to start this stage. As we are sitting at 27 to go, so start looking for pit stop. Oh, we got a wreck! That's going to be a 14 off the wall where we're 3 wide. That's going to bring out a game-initiated caution. So there we go, contact. And that's going to bring out the first yellow, sponsored by Skew Car. So there we go, big whammy. Good stuff out here this evening as we'll try to see who's on the pole here for this restart. We're still in stage number 2, and this caution comes out at a very odd time because a pit here does not make it to the end of the stage. And we had some good hard racing right there, and that was just a product of good hard racing off of 2 there. It's just a tough place to have 3 cars. And we're going to get this restart going with Elvin on the front. With Typical right next to him, though. Elvin on restarts the last 2 weeks. Very impressive. Jumping out to leads that just seemed tough to handle. Typical very even here at this track, though. Oh, we got another one coming around back here. That's the 47. He's going to spin it down into the asphalt. And for the most part, I think, yeah, that's going to bring another one out right there. So another hard contact crash as the 47 put her around there off of 2. It's a dangerous little corner whenever you got a lot of people. Good stuff. That's true. Cautions do breed cautions. That's going to bring that pit window a little smaller for everybody here. Hamlin Nation was actually a lap down in this race, so he's going to get back up on the lead lap, and that's going to leave our man Death Before Dishonor, the only one with the engine trouble. Trav here, out on the freaking pole. So we'll see how many laps we got. We'll see what Trav Nation does. He's known to spice up some races. So we'll see what Trav Nation does here, as he's up here going to be battling with these leaders. They're not going to be very happy about him being up here, but he's going to hold his own right here, and he's going to cause this lead to be interesting, as that pit stop, I believe, is going to allow everyone to get to the end, but it is going to be interesting. They bumped Travis down to the low side, but like I said, that man's a Willman. He's going to hold that thing down there on that bottom in that 21 Ford Mustang. Hanson going to take him 3 wide with Typical up on the high side. Travis trying to find room up there behind Typical. They're not really giving it to him. They're shifting him around back into the top 5 here. So good job by Travis there, holding it. Oh, somebody got into him. Big spin down into 1 and 2. 48 of Shepard around. That's going to be a 2-car crash. A manual nonetheless. Oh, another big crash out of 2. That's going to be between the 4 of Ed, though, and the 20 of Hamlin Nation. And that's going to bring out a caution. Another big crashes right here. Just 3 right in a row. I can't blame. Somebody got into that 21 pretty hard as he was getting shuffled back. They were really aggressive on him on that restart. And, yeah, so that was tough. They're really aggressive on the 21 of Trav Nation as he got washed back. Some more cars got really wide there, and the home stretch turned around, and then another wreck out of 2. Yeah, we got a caution. Thanks to everybody who is watching, who has subscribed, who has entered. Greatly appreciate it. You don't know what it means, as we have gained so many subscribers, and thanks to Skew Car Nation, Everything NASCAR, for all they do for us. And that's going to be G-Dog up here on the lead now. So we'll see how this works out for him. Are they going to treat him the same way as they just did that 21? He doesn't allow that 51 to get down on him and allow him to get on that apron. As he forces that 2 off the apron there, G-Dog going to hold his own here on this one. He saw that same mistake that the 21 was a part of. They doored him coming off the apron there, got him a little slow. So here we go, got G-Dog. They're bringing him 3 wide up to the home stretch. They try to do him the same way. Typical gets into his door a little bit, going to shuffle him back. G-Dog's another one of those. He's going to hold his own here. Somebody pushes up Typical 4 wide. 5 wide. Elvin up into the wall. Everybody hanging on to it. Crazy racing. Everybody gambling here at Vegas. 3 wide for a lot of the pack here. Good racing here from these guys. Honestly, another caution comes out. It's going to be massive. Hamlin Nation right here in the mix of it all. He's just trying to find a piece of daylight anywhere he can go. Shepard was way low down there. I was looking for him to spin it, but he didn't. 4 of Ed, though, back here, part of all this racing. Trav Nation shuffled all the way to the rear, along with Elvin, maybe a part of Karma. Oh, 18 bounces off the wall of Henson. Oh, he gets one around back here. Don't know who that was. It might have been Travis who caught it. So this is the front now. A lot of different cars up here now. It's Typical, Nomad, Big Ben, and Hollywood. And then I can't quite tell who that is. That's Dunlap running top 5 now. So I told you Dunlap being very consistent there in the first part of stage number 1. Little lag issue out of that 24. Hopefully it'll resolve itself. You can see him shaking on the track here. He will get out of the way if they... I agree, Twoon. Henson will be back in that 18. Just a little blip off the wall there. This is stage number 2. 10 laps remaining. Little contact there between the 19 and the Hollywood. Getting tight there. 47 Portal guy making the pancake stick back there. Oh, here goes Dunlap. Possibly being told there's a lag issue. And he's getting out of the racing line for these guys. This is part of the rules. You can see Dunlap getting low and slow for them there. Here's third position, the 19 of Big Ben. And that Toyota, one of the few Toyotas out here. There's G-Dog started out front and they shuffled him back. 21 got the same treatment, don't feel bad. There's Hamlin Nation, another Toyota. Usually a top contender here in our Pro Series, but not seen much of him up front tonight. Not sure what's going on. Not sure what's going on. We'll see if the 20 figures it out by the end. This might be the opposite kind of race for him. He's usually up front, and then right at the end something happens, pit stop, unfortunate situation. So we'll see. Maybe this is the opposite. Struggle, be good there at the end, because some strategy could come into play at the end of this race. And right now, Typical looking like he's wanting to run away with it. So we'll see if these guys get into line and figure it out, try to catch him before he gets too far off here for stage number 2. Hollywood looking quicker than the counterparts and ahead of him, trying to beat him on the outside, not able to do so. We'll watch Hollywood. We know that's Typical out front, and Hollywood running in third, having a good battle with the rest of these guys. Nomad, your Daytona winner, running second here in stage number 2 at Las Vegas. Typical stage 1 winner, just barely over the nose of Hollywood. So Hollywood overtakes second and begins the chase down for Typical. See if he can get revenge for that stage number 1 loss that he took to him. We'll get us an accurate lap count once our boy in 10th position gets across the line. So we're 4 to go here. I'll keep count. 3 to go at the line. Hollywood chasing down Typical for a stage win to avenge his stage 1 loss. But we are at Vegas. This stage number 3 is going to require some strategy if we stay green. A little rough stage 2. Kind of shortened up the stage a little bit, but we figured it out. Being real long green run here, about 19 laps. And we'll see how this one stays together. So Typical way out there, but second through 8th, really, it's anybody. All right, 2 to go. Real good racing up here. Top 8 looking real nice and organized. Everybody else kind of got shuffled back, experiencing different types of cars and things like that. Oh, big crash right here in 3 and 4, 19 around. That's going to bring out the caution in the stage. Going to make Typical your winner. And yeah, that got a lot of them together right there. 19 got smashed, 20 got smashed. I think 48 possibly a part of that. So yeah, I don't know what happened there, but yep, that's tough stuff. All right, so stage number 2 is over. Typical, your stage winner. Hollywood loses another stage to Typical here. So 1-2 in the first 2 stages for Typical and Hollywood. This is Pit Stop sponsored by Everything NASCAR, Stage Break sponsored by SKU Car, and this drink break is sponsored by my Juicy Juice. Portal guy, I don't know, getting low, possibly serving a penalty, might have pit between the stages when he shouldn't have. That is also a rule if you pit during the last few laps of the stage. It's going to allow Typical to be out here on the lead. Hollywood right behind him. Elvin gets up, grabs some wall. He's going to be pushed through by the 8 in the high side, and they're going to try to work through it. Henson down there on the bottom, kind of lonely. Closest car about 3 or 4 car lengths back there on the low side. But, oh, we got another crash way back here in the back. Cars everywhere, one on top of another. I think that's how race cars are made. And then when the 19 continues to finish out the grass cutting process. And that's another one. As DJ Khaled once said, another one. All right, good crash right there early on. You know, these restarts, they pull out the best in a man. So good to see. Just want to say, greatly appreciate everybody who has shown up for this stream tonight, commented their username, and gave themselves a shot at winning one of those diecasts in that video. But right now, it's Typical and Elvin. A familiar sight out here on the front row this evening with Hollywood in 3rd. That's Henson in 4th with Nomad in 5th. And Twin was right when he said that 18 will be back. He's up here. Typical working the inside. Got a good line with him. We'll see if he jumps back up to the high side here in this turn. He won't. He's going to try to work with these guys. Good draft down there on the bottom. Watch for a couple guys in the rear to wash up. We'll go off the nose of Typical to see if anybody wrecks it coming through the quad oval here. Or however, the dog leg here at Vegas. Different lines being run all over this track. Alright, so no issues so far right through there. We're going to stay on board with 3rd place just to see the rest of the field as well. Oh, little door there from the 20 up on the 18. Toyotas get together. That's a battle for 5th back there, door to door. Top 4 is kind of lined it out until Elvin takes it door to door with Typical. Kind of a lone car up there on the high side. Some guys wanted to stay up there with Typical, but thought the low line was a little closer. And they're not wrong. Typical, a good, strong race car driver, and he's going to show it out here on those high side battles. As this line trades Elvin for Typical, and Hollywood tries to stick it in the middle. Nose is going to be just clear enough to get behind that 2 back on the high side. 2, or the 14 looks a little loose, possibly from the pushing off the 8 coming through the 18. And the 47 just trying to chill out back there and not get caught up in anything else. Elvin's going to drop back now as the high side. As I said, later in this race, we'll see if that high side starts to be the more dominant line, as it looks like a lot of guys are trying to get up there. Those bumps are brutal through the middle of those turns, as they will wash you up. Also, thanks to Skew Car and everything, answering all the questions in there so I can focus on the action. That's greatly appreciated. So good battling door to door here for 2nd place back. Typical though, just stretching the lead out. High side trying to stay with him. Hollywood not wanting to come off his bumper, trying to keep it everywhere he keeps it. Bumps get Hollywood through that turn, I believe. But he's going to come back out in 2nd when it's all said and done here on the back stretch. Elvin trying to work himself up into the top 5 by passing Nomad there in the 8. Dunlap way low in 3 and 4. Possibly issues there for the 24. Good racing here for these guys up here in the top 6. He's going to do a quick rollback. Oh, no, these guys split up as soon as I get ready to go. We'll see what happens here. He's going to do a quick roll back through the field, see how everything looked at it. So Hollywood sticking up there with that 2-car Typical. And the rest of these guys are really close to each other. I'm trying to roll back through here through the field. 19. Seen him getting an incident earlier. Got a good pack around him. G-Dog, Hamlin Nation, Trav Nation, and Shepherd. There is Ed, though, and Dunlap. Dunlap experiencing some issues out here tonight. No fault of his own. And there's Typical, leader. Stage 1 and 2 winner. Looking to sweep another race here this season. And possibly what has been the most watched event in Ruthless Racing history. So anybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Most live watched event in Ruthless Racing history. 500 subscriber Diecast giveaway, which is now 600 subscriber. So thanks to everybody who has took the time out of their life to just give us a look and give us a like, a subscribe, comment, your username, whatever. I appreciate it. If some of y'all are just finding us, make sure you go back, watch some other races, or just stick around and catch all the races. We go every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Pro-Am Series on Tuesdays, Pro Series, as you're watching right now, on Thursdays, 9 p.m. every single week until somewhere in July when the season ends. But yeah, if you only got time for a few of them, make sure you catch us on 4/20 for the All-Star race here in the Ruthless Racing Series. It will take place at it will take place at New Hampshire Roval, which is exclusive to the Ruthless Racing Series on NASCAR Heat 5. So everybody knows the tail up here up front. And nobody really giving each other an inch. You know, this is the long part of stage number 3. There's 38 laps remaining in this race. So 2 pit stops are going to be required. The first of these pit stops, I'm not sure. We already had a caution this stage, so it kind of messed up possibly how guys are going to run this. Possibly about 8 to 9 more laps out there. Hollywood washing up, getting into Elvin. Going to make it 3 wide with Henson behind Typical here. It's going to be interesting. Make sure you're subscribed as well. That's part. Oh, Henson takes a hard ride through the John Deere lawn care grass. Hard into the wall at the line. Oh, my goodness. I got to find him. Oh, Lord. He needs some milk. So that's going to bring out a caution for sure. Shepherd also got a part of it. How many laps? We got 36 remaining. Yeah, Henson hit that wall a ton. Make sure you comment your YouTube username to be entered and subscribe and like the stream out of the kindness of your heart. Does not increase your chances of winning. Alright, another restart late in this race. Going to change up the pitting strategy for sure. 30 some laps out here to go. Another pit stop is required. Yeah, you can see all the nice tread marks through the grass this evening. Good shot of them there. Hollywood, Typical up front. Typical in first. Hollywood on these restarts, not so strong. So I don't know if it's a gearing issue or just like having some brain fog. So we'll see. A lot of contact here coming down the back stretch. But looking good coming into 3 and 4. Hollywood able to get down to the low side. Typical out there in trouble on the high side once again. A good high side racer, but every time he gets up there, he has to battle really hard. He gets the lead back. But it isn't easy. And this time, there's a lot more cars on that low side. One's going to wash up and bump him, but he's going to be able to hang on to it. So, all trouble for the 2-car right now if he can't get in the draft of these leaders. They are getting low. Typical clear and gets low. He's a tough driver out there. So you can see him, he works himself back to third, and this is where the work really comes in. He's got to pass two of the hardest racers on the circuit here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. Two that's always running up there every week. Hamlin Nation starting to creep up into this race. Nomad been up here all evening as well. Like I said, maybe this would just be a struggle win race for Hamlin Nation. They're in that 20. Unfortunate though, folk isn't in the 11, I guess. But anyways, still pits required in this one. Hollywood moves to the lead. Starting to line out a little bit here, and Typical, we're going to start working on that 14 for the lead now. So if that pit stop has to go through without any wrecks or incidents, it could change the whole tide of this race. Black flag, a different strategy, someone running a longer run on this set and then having the freshest set for the last run when everybody else is a little depleted. It's going to be interesting. Oh, Typical going to get a little door from the 14. He's going to be able to keep it on track though. And that's a hell of a save from the 2 there, if I do say so myself. That does stretch out the lead for the 14. Typical right back in the throttle, man. Here he comes on the low side all alone. So good battling here. Back door to door for the lead. Good racing out of this top 6 up here. 7th looking to poke his nose in there after a hard crash. 19 of Big Ben and the 17 of G-Dog right there tagging off this top bunch. Hamlin Nation right there just hanging around. We'll go off the nose of the 47 here, running in 3rd now. Nomad takes over 2nd position. Oh, 18 gets back up into the wall here. That's going to slow him down significantly. But he's able to get back into the racing line. Just drops him back there quite a bit. Hamlin Nation right here, looking to cause a stir. I told you, he's been a man to look for out here. Elvin's got the lead for the moment. 8 and the 47 really working on each other. And here come the 2 lot cars, Office Depot and that Craftsman. They kind of look similar. Speaking of the 14 cars, there is some signed Tony Stewarts in that selection that you could choose from if you were to win one of these diecasts that we're giving away. This is stage number 3. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. This is the Ruthless Racing Pro Series diecast giveaway 200 event from Las Vegas. Thanks for commenting your full YouTube username, subscribing, and liking the stream out of the kindness of your heart. I wish you all could win, but only 2 of you will. Oh, Jimbo. I've heard good things about you, Jimbo. Thanks for joining us here this evening. Oh, did somebody get low? What happened there? Oh, Dunlap unable to finish it out. So Henson having a rough go here. Typical. In very unfamiliar territory for him in this series. He is back here. There's Hollywood working at 3rd position here. Portal guy, he's not going to be clear to get back down. Hollywood going to have to just slide up in behind him here. He's got the 8 pressuring him from behind. Elvin just barely in the lead here. We'll get you all a lap count, and when we go back around, my lap count is on the back stretch at this moment. So they're hitting that lap right now, whatever my dude back here is on. As I imagine pit stops within the next 7 laps possibly. We got 21 to go, so this coming up in a couple laps, somebody could pit and make it to the end. You know, a lot of guys probably waiting for a caution. Stage 1, it did not happen. Stage 2, we were full of cautions. In Stage 3, we've already experienced some of our own hardships. I think 2 cautions in this stage, so we'll see how this one's going to work out. Yeah, thanks for everybody who is stopping by to enter themselves into the giveaway, and I hope you're enjoying the racing if you stuck around to watch it, as we are down to 20 to go whenever these guys hit the line. Pit stops for the end of the race should be coming soon, and we'll wait for those to get going. Little wobble out of everybody coming out of that turn. Got a lot of door touching action right here. Oh, big crash! Big crash here. Hollywood is collected. I seen it coming. Oh man, everybody just coming back through to plow it up, and that's going to bring out the caution late in this one. And that is interesting, as pit strategy does not matter anymore. If you pit here and it stays green, you're good to go. We do have a burnout rule for anybody who does not know in the Ruthless Racing series. So it's basically for our driver. You know, there's no option to do a burnout on this game. So that's something in this league that we like to bring to our drivers, is to kind of give them a burnout. We stopped the race 1 lap before, so the white flag is really the checkered flag in this league, but we know what's going on sometimes. Anyways, let's see who's up here. Not Hollywood. Maybe the 19 of Big Ben. That portal guy, man, I don't know. He's been having issues tonight on these restarts. Good restart here out of Big Ben. He's got Hamlin Nation right there on his rear. No pit stop going to be required to get to the end of this race. If it stays green, good for whoever's in front. Try to get us a lap count. 1 tags the wall. Ed, though, back there, or the 4, he is one of the cars on the track to hit the wall, though. It's going to be 15 remaining now, so it's going to be an interesting run here. Not had a 15, not had an 18 lap run since the first stage. Had 1 set of green flag stops in that first stage. Some people must not like pitting. You need to subscribe if you haven't done that. You got to subscribe too. That's also part of the challenge. And then you can like the stream if you want. That's a tip. Big restart for Elvin and Hamlin Nation here on this stage. Henson right there in 4th, and 19 of in 3rd, sorry, and the 19 of Big Ben in 4th. Typical slides into 5th with Hollywood right behind him. And the back of the field's trying to figure themselves out. Oh, we get the 8 gets a little contact back there. So looking interesting up here from the front, guys. Oh, portal guy also ending his night early. Here's Hamlin Nation. I told you, maybe, just maybe, for him to get a win here in this series. I know he would be so pumped. Running hard out here in 2nd. Probably had to adjust this car all race long just to get it to run up here in the top 5. But now he's seeing it work. Just got a good line of cars up above him here. That's going to leave Hollywood out to dry. for the moment. So we'll see how that works out. Hamlin washes back to 5th position with Big Ben right there on his tail. All you have to do is enter for the giveaway tonight, and the winner will be revealed next Tuesday during the Pro-Am race from WWT. Got good racing out here though this evening, as it is door to door right here late in this one, as it could be anybody's race at this moment. Caution at any moment could give this whole field fresh tires and really make some interesting restarts happen, because we're at 10 to go right here. These guys are going to be in the single digits when they hit that line again. It could be 8 to go with the burnout rule. 8 to go. So we're already at 9 to go here. Interesting door-to-door racing here. 8 to go at this line. Elvin is in the lead. Hollywood finds himself back up to 3rd. Henson racing hard to the inside of him though. And those guys in the front, they're working that low back out to high on the exit. It's kind of hard for the battle for 3rd to sort itself out. Next Tuesday, April 4th, 9 o'clock, some point during that stream, we will reveal the winners of the Diecast giveaway. Tonight, you're just entering for your chance to win. Over the weekend, Hollywood and I will collect the names and entries, get it randomized, and select 2 winners through random.org. Good racing, though, as we come down here to the single-digit laps. 6 cars up here battling for a chance to win this one. So Elvin battling hard there on the inside. Hollywood wants to go down there and get some of the air off that 51. Man, it's really working up to be a good one here. We've got contact down the backstretch of nearly every lap at this point. Really tight neck racing up here between these guys. 19 drops out of the pace real heavy. So we'll see what happens there. Top 5 race now. Anybody's race up here in these top 5 cars. Elvin goes out to sole possession of the lead. Everybody else door to door behind him there. Oh, 51 got tagged by the 20. He's going to spin it. He's around. That not bring out a caution. That was a top contender right there. 20 tagged him coming out of 4 there. That dropped him way back too. Hurt his chances of winning this one. There's typical. He's now your leader. As they basically handed that to him. If we stay green, manual cautions at the line. They're at the line, so we'll see what happens. So seems like we're still racing. Just an unfortunate event. Oh, tags the wall, does Henson. Allows Hollywood to sneak up here to 2nd. Can Hollywood get his revenge late in this race? Can he do it? Hollywood on a winning drought. And even here in his own series, he's not experienced a win since last season. So we'll see what he's able to pull out the bag here. Can he take a gamble at Vegas and get him a win here at the Diecast giveaway event 200? So Hollywood working real hard up here. He's trying to get there. It is 2 to go. This is 2 to go. 1 to go right here at the line. Can Hollywood get him with the burnout rule? I don't know if they're doing it or not. This is going to be interesting. They're racing back to the line here. Hollywood could be that guy. He could put the bumper to him. He's going to have to do something. This is a battle for the win. 14 closing in on the 2 for one final time. This is the last lap. Hollywood's got to send it. Can Typical win it again? It looks like he will if this is a burnout rule lap. It is. It will be the burnout rule. Typical able to win it here at Las Vegas. And there's your winner of the 2-car. Typical, the PPG 2 Ford Mustang. Here he goes. He's going to give him a burnout here on the backstretch. There we go. Good 360 out of the 2-car there. Get us another one in there. Yeah. Good stuff there, Typical. This is our burnout rule here, exclusive to the Ruthless Racing Series to our knowledge. So here goes Typical. We'll see if he gives us another good one. Here comes the man to take his burnouts. And it's not really stream friendly, like we said. It's really for our drivers, as this is not really offered on the game in any way. And it's just something for people to get to experience. It's part of racing. That grass has took enough. It's took enough beating today. He needs to give it a little more. And as he finishes up those burnouts there, that'll finish the race. It's going to be Hollywood finishes second in every single stage behind Typical. And then I think Henson might got third there. Hamlin Nation fourth, Nomad fifth. I'm thinking where the final results. We'll see if we're able to get a good look at them. It's going to be Typical, Hollywood, and I do believe Henson in the booth tonight. Stick around, everybody, as the race is not over. We'll have an interview with the top 3 drivers, starting with third position, working our way up to the winner in the 2-car, Typical. And then we'll give you a little bit more information about those diecasts you're trying to win. And we'll let you go for the weekend. And hopefully we'll see you again Tuesday so you can see, or rather hear, who won that diecast giveaway. Typical, Hollywood, Henson, Hamlin Nation, Nomad, G-Dog, Big Ben, Shepherd, G-Dog, Big Ben, Trav Nation, Ed, though, were your top 10 tonight. So we're going to get those other guys in here and get them interviewed. So awesome crowd tonight. Stick around. We'll get these interviews figured out. As it looks like Hollywood ran the fastest lap tonight as well. So good for him. As our first dude was Kyle Busch. Not sure what scheme he was in though. Oh, this one.
The zombie scheme.
Yeah. Alright, so we're waiting for Henson to get in here. We'll get him interviewed. Good race out there. Alright, there's Henson Racing. 3rd place finisher tonight. Had a couple issues out there on track. Saw you had some hard contact in one of them wrecks. There towards around the green flag pit area of the race. But you're able to come through and get 3rd after some collisions there on the last few laps. I was able to help you advance. Overall, what did you think of the race? And do you feel like you had a car to win? Or did you finish a little better or right where you think you was going to be?
Well, I honestly think I had a shot at winning. Everyone up front everyone in general was fast. It was just kind of stay in the draft, kind of ride until you needed to pass. But I think I could have had something for Ty in Hollywood, but I ran out of talent and hit the wall. So, but it was a really good fun race, and I'm content with 3rd. So
that's good to hear. Yeah, we had a good crowd out there watching. It seemed like they enjoyed it tonight. Couple people in the chat said, watch out for the 18. He'll be back up there when you was running towards the back of the top 10 there in the middle of the race.
Yeah, I started in the back, man, and I was coming back to the front as quickly as I needed to, but I had a blast, man. It's fun to race with these guys. They're all really clean and really fast. So.
Greatly appreciate you racing with us here at Ruthless Racing, and we'll catch you next week.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, no stranger to the booth is Hollywood. As he was driving this scheme tonight. Smoke. Second place finish in all the stages and the end. I thought you were looking for your revenge in stage 2, but didn't quite get there. Gained a lot of time on typical at the end of the race, but you didn't quite send it in there hard enough to disrupt his racing line. Was that just out of a manner of respect or thinking about later on? Definitely had opportunity to move him. So what was your thought there?
I tried to get close to him in one. My intent wasn't to hit him. I was just trying to get a draft off the corner down the back stretch and then maybe pull side by side with him in the 3. But there was just too much stuff happening right there in traffic. I didn't have enough time once I cleared everybody to run him down. Me and Henson could have worked together, maybe got to him, but there just wasn't enough laps. He had a hell of a good car. I felt like I could have got to him in a couple places. That stage 1 battle was really fun. I had better tires than him. I'm just kind of surprised he was able to hold on to it on the outside, but we'll take it. Another good points day. Kind of sucks. Wanted to win this one, but we're getting really close. So
yeah, I think you ran the fastest lap tonight, so hats off to that.
Yeah, that was. We had a caution come out in like 10 laps to the end of the stage or something, so I took a little less fuel and got the draft all the way around. That's how that happened. But yeah, man. Thank you for broadcasting. Thank you to everybody that showed up. We do this weekly. If you're new here, come check us out. Got a lot more fun racing coming up on the schedule, and looking forward to seeing how the rest of season 2 turns out. But thank you guys. Congrats to Typical and Henson. Hell of a race tonight.
There was Hollywood, driver of the 14, second place finish in every stage and the end there for him tonight. As we get over to old Typical, who drives that 2 car. Big win again. He takes it from Vegas. He was confident that he could take this one, and he did it in dominant fashion. Certainly by now the curse is broken. So sweeping races like it's a floor now. What do you think about the rest of the season? Do you think you're becoming sort of an untouchable force like Larson in 21, or you think somebody's going to figure something out in the back half of this season? And we got some tough tracks in that playoff too. So, I mean, how are you looking at the rest of the season now that you've surely just solidified your spot in that playoff?
I mean, that's a hard question. I really don't know how to answer that one. It's not like I'm like doing anything different than everybody. It's just the timing on everything is just perfect, and doing all the right stuff at the right time is really just carrying me through this. But by now, where I am right now, I'm really confident going into the playoffs and the championship. I think we have a good shot this year.
I agree. You could go back to back, and technically you would be the first back-to-back champion in Ruthless racing history, and then you would be 2-time defending champ. So I don't know. A lot of things to look forward to for you as this series progresses. You could become the driver of the series with just domination, and I feel like that's something that you're slowly coming into. Less and less mistakes. I mean, even a hard race at New Hampshire last week, you came laps down after a pitting incident, or a too early pitting incident, and was able to work yourself back into the lead, and finish up in that top 3. So, I mean,
yeah, like see, again, like that, I'm just there at the right time where everybody got together, and I was able to get past Shepard. And Henson spun himself out, and everybody just piled up, and I was able to take advantage of that. But yeah, that's exactly what I mean with being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and kind of same in this race. You were kind of looking at 6th and 5th position there with about 8 to go. You
Hmm.
know, kind of work us through how you were able to work yourself to the front there, as I know Elvin had an incident within those laps, but what else, propelled you to this win?
I mean, starting in the back, obviously I was really upset, so I wasn't driving easy, that's for sure. And I was running the bottom, my buddy ran the top, so I full throttled into 3 or 4 and was able to clear Elvin from the bottom side job. And Hanson was catching me, and then hit the wall. And then by the time Hollywood got around all that mess, he just didn't have enough time to get to me. Yeah. I don't know, man. I
Hey,
don't know.
man, congratulations. Glad you got you another win. What is that, number 4 this year?
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah, Nomad, typical Elvin, only 3 winners so far this year. Hollywood going to sneak his nose in there, I think, in one of these races. I thought he might have done it tonight. He was there a couple times. But anybody you want to shout out or anything you want to say?
No, I'm good.
All right, Hollywood, you got anything to say?
Good, buddy.
All right, congratulations to Henson, Hollywood, and Typical with the win, stage 1, 2, and the race. Thanks to everybody who has commented, liked, put their username, entered to the Diecast giveaway. Unfortunately, we're up to 666 comments, so whatever. But 667, there you go. And yeah, so make sure you comment your username. It's your last chance. If you have not commented your username, do so now, as this will be your last chance to enter. Once this stream ends, there will be no more time to entry. Uh, for all of you that have entered and still here, tune in next Tuesday to discover who won. 2 winners get 1 diecast each. First winner, first choice. Second winner, second choice. Hopefully, whoever wins first doesn't pick the diecast you have your eye on. Hopefully, everybody has entered into the diecast giveaway. Hollywood's does not count. No, neither does mine. But yeah, thanks to everybody. Over 600 subscribers here at the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Great racing every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. All the support, I truly appreciate it. Thanks to everybody out there, Skew Car, Everything NASCAR, and anybody else. Have a great and wonderful weekend, and good luck on winning that diecast.